Somebody on the other side. Yeah.
Welcome everyone for coming out. We appreciate it. It's always a special day after the draft that you bring a young man in and introduce him to our organization, to the press, and to the fans. And there's a lot of hard work that goes in for 2 picks. And I want to say that the organization, front office, the medical, the performance, the coaching staff were just fantastic. And last night, which we're not allowed to talk about, a few things that are still pending out there, was a wild night in the boardroom. And there was a lot of movement, and I just want to say the front office did a terrific job. This young man, I'm going to let Case talk more basketball because I did that last night and today. But we were very fortunate in my mind where we had him ranked and where we got him. We never thought it was going to happen. I'd rather be lucky than good, and that's what happened last night. We do a lot of intel on people, and he has 2 American players on his team in France that I called, Isaiah Miles being one, and both young players, and Taylor. Is Taylor your point guard?
Yeah.
Yes. They both raved about the kid, and they gave me the same scouting report as a person first. What a great young man he is, what a great teammate he is, and he loves to play basketball. And when you hear he loves to play basketball, that's the best thing you can hear. And so we watched him, we watched a ton of games on him, and again, he goes to Dallas, and we do the pro day, and I think he made 17 straight threes, Coach, or whatever.
Close to it.
And Coach said, well, we might as well go to the airport now because we're not going to get this kid at 15. Well, again, very fortunate. So before we introduce you, Sekou, I would like to have Coach Casey talk a little bit.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say we have another new player over here with Andre Drummond. And the funny thing about it, Sekou, I saw you 2 standing next to each other, about the same height. He's an undersized center, so he thinks he's a point guard. But no, we went to Dallas last Saturday, I think it was, and saw Sekou, and I told him I didn't think he'd ever see us again. You know, he said, because I thought he was going to go before us, and we got lucky, and luck is a lot of it because he's a talented young man at his size and athleticism. He can guard 4 positions, probably 5, you know, and to have him and a guy like Andre to be able to switch on the different players, and that's what the NBA is today, is be able to switch all the positions and guard all the positions. He does a great job with that. So he's 18, he will be 19 December 23rd. So he's young, so he's got a lot of basketball in front of him, and we're going to have a lot of fun working with him, developing, and getting him ready for the NBA. So we're excited to have him to go along with a young player like Andre and some of the other young players we have, the part of a good foundation going forward.
Well, Sekou will ask some, his English is good, but not as his French is even better. So we'll start out, I guess, with questions, please.
Please raise your hand. We do have a microphone.
Sekou Keith Langlois from Pistons.com. Given your age and the fact that you'll be in a new part of the world, do you plan on having any family move over here with you, or how would you imagine building kind of a support system for you here?
I'm 18. I'm 18, Sekou 18 from France, and I moved in France when I was 9. And I touched my first basketball at when I was 13. When I was 13, I touched my first basketball.
And also, he started a pro as 15 years old.
Yeah.
And he's been on his own since in France. You've lived by yourself.
Yeah, I live by myself.
So the answer is he's coming by himself.
Sekou Ventos, Detroit Free Press. You mentioned last night that you were really taken by Coach Casey when you met him in Dallas. I like him. I love him. What was it about being around him that you found so appealing? I don't know. We're around him every day and we don't see it.
What you like about him?
I like everything. I like
It's
everything.
playing time. He wants to play. He wants to play, so he's gonna say nice things.
I like everything. I like what he do with the young man, with the team. I like what he do with Pascal Siakam, one of my favorite player right now, and I'm just happy to be here to work with him.
Yeah.
We're gonna get along just fine.
Sekou, James Edwards, The Athletic, over here. You said you started playing when you were 13. What led you to pick up a basketball? Were you forced into it? Is it something you just gravitated towards? Could you tell a little bit about that story?
I'm gonna say somebody a little bit forcing me. They forcing me to play basketball. Like, I remember my first time, like one of my teammates in soccer team was playing basketball and football at the same time. And one day he just told me, like, come with me in my practice. I'm gonna show you what I can do in basketball too. I follow him, and after the practice, he could see me, and he ran to me like, let's try basketball. Try one time, maybe you're gonna like it. I said no, I don't wanna try it. And 1 month after, he see me with my mom. He ran to us, and it took like 30 minutes with my mom. Your son gotta try basketball. You gotta try. Man, my mom, she said to me like, okay, try one time. If you don't like it, you don't like. And I tried one time, and then I loved it.
Anything cool? Yep. You want the back side or the front? Both. Guys. Let's do it. One more faces down. He's out. I'm out. Great job on the side. Good. Joe coming up behind.